Hi, everybody. My name is Burcu Schneider. I am a peace worker. Today, I will speak about an experimental and a transformative tool for a just and sustainable urban transition and Peace Garden Wuppertal. I'm happy to be the part of this co-building and co-creating process of a new eco-social world. Let me share first my screen. I'm a peace worker, as I mentioned, from Ankara, and since graduating from the Peace and Conflict Studies program from Hacettepe University, I was able to gain experience, inspire transformers, and realize projects. As a trained peace worker, I have been invited to present new ideas at international conferences and I have intervened in interpersonal or intergroup conflicts as well as the established organizational level. In my academic and practical approaches, I work for the creation of new social structures and implementation of state-of-the-art scientific solutions. In Wuppertal, I found the concept of nature-based micro-level peace-building methods that can be integrated into the real world. I'm a doctor's PhD candidate at the University of Wuppertal, and I am the working group member of the Eco-Social Construct Transforming Economies and Societies and T7 Social Cohesion, Economic Transformation and Open Societies Task Force member also. If we start to speak about the drivers of injustice in urban spaces, we did a kind of collective co-work process with Urban R project, and we analyze the root cause problems in an urban environment. When we go in deep in such conflicts in the cities, we discovered that there are a lot of problems which we need to transform and resolve. What can be in such kind of topics? Which kind of topics we have to focus on? Let me show you in a chart you can see in this presentation, exclusive access to the benefits of urban sustainability infrastructure, racialized or ethnically exclusionary urbanization, uneven environmental health and pollution patterns, no or toxic participation in urban planning, unquestioned neoliberal growth and austerity urbanism, material and livelihood inequalities, uneven and excluding urban intensification and regeneration, unfit organization structures, lack of effective knowledge brokerage, and weakened civil society. When we see in such problems, how can we find solutions, especially macro level, individual attitudes and behaviors change solutions in an urban environment was my focus. And I asked some questions in my research process. The first one was, in an urban environment, how can we make these solutions more inclusive and just? Why is it important to activate the international community for sustainable development goals in the cities, and how we can do this? And which kind of peace building methods, where the peace and conflict studies transforms in itself according to the urban development, need to be provided in a transformative space. I use qualitative and ecological participatory research methods. I contacted with a group. It was the part of the study also with an empirical group, and I did a lot of experiments to understand the root cause problems. During these semi-structured interviews, I realized that these problems are directly connected with all these forms of violence, and it was the process which I start to find micro-level solutions. To transform these conflicts, we need to put on the table new solutions. When I thought that peace building methods can really work after these experimental approaches, because the results were positive. In the nature, coming together with all variety of these cultures was the first step to heal our collective traumas. And intersection of gender equality, culturally sensitive solutions, ecological peace education program, and it came directly to the micro-level transformation process in this new space. Why we need to create a third side approach, like a peace garden. Environmental degradation impacts the poorer, more vulnerable communities, fueling larger systemic crisis. There can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. The transformative power of cities is key, but this cannot be executed without recognizing that cities are shared spaces with people from a variety of cultures. Nature can be used as a new element to help along this pathway. The community peace garden, Wuppertal, is one approach that demonstrates this. The space, and the new space, cordially should invite everyone to participate in a dialogue, regardless of age, gender, political views, or origin. The Urban Gardening Peace Project, which we implemented as an experiment in the city, is located on the premises of the Alevi community of Wuppertal and works closely with it. The core values are inclusivity, strengthening of women, peace, climate justice, and biodiversity. About the core values, when we start to go more deeply to understand why they are important to define and put the values in our works, let me explain. Peace is the creation and maintaining peace. Not easy, but we need to really work for peace. It is a work and a road. We will learn in this path a lot. The framework, protected space. We want to feel secure, not insecure, not tolerate defamation or violence towards other people, neither in language nor in behavior. Non-violence is the important in these values also. What about inclusiveness? Invite everyone, regardless of age, gender, political views, or origin. It doesn't matter. Who you are, please come and part of this change. Previous knowledge of gardening or piecework is not required in this peace garden. We can learn and exchange knowledge together. Climate justice. Contribute to more climate justice in an urban environment. The cities where we are living are really needs our knowledge production process for sustainable and more conscious behavior. Strengthening women, encourage women to participate in the project, strengthen their social importance, include their creativity and collective knowledge about plants and seeds, medicinal properties. Women are the healers, they are the bridge builders, they are the peace workers. Biodiversity. Nature is a network of diverse forms of life. Everything is connected to everything. Respect human dependence on nature as part of nature. As we know that biodiversity loss is a huge problem all over the world. So we are learning together, not in school, but in life. How I converted this scientific approach to practice. First of all, we meet in an agora, in a participative democracy understanding, and we discussed what kind of a city or urban we want to live together in this shared space. We discussed and we start to take decisions together in an eye level. And we start to create dialogue, interreligious and intercultural dialogue to learn and exchange knowledge with each other. And we participated the Day of Good Life for a good life for all understanding. And we start to be the part of change. Volunteer works were important because without volunteer works, we cannot heal. We don't have enough capacity to heal the world. We need to be part of this change and voluntarily, and we want to really work together. And neighborhood transformation after individual level transformative approach became the second step, and we start to connect with our neighbors for new social dialogue structures. As a summary, addressing socio-economic inequality in an urban environment is important. The right to food and education for all. Creating inclusive out-of-school spaces for micro-level transformation, like formal and informal education programs to exchange knowledge in between us. It's very important and valuable. Empowering people, especially women, with the means and space to develop their own cultural sensitive solutions to conflicts. We are all living in conflicts and we need to transform them. Implementing micro-level peace-building methods like science to practice, participative democracy understanding, building trust with each other and the communities, intercultural dialogue and reconciliation with mother languages, respecting all the languages, and using the bridge builders in between all the communities to understand, to listen, to respect all sides. And what is the important thing? To make them for local realities and anchoring global policies. And I sent the last policy brief to the T7 scientific community, which is the part of G7 process. In this transformative approach towards an open society, we aim to address intercultural and interreligious dialogue on the axis of a sustainable and just future, to strengthen women, to change consumption behaviors accordingly, and to organize unusual collaborations between diverse actors in the city. I use data obtained by the help of transdisciplinary, non-academic, and interdisciplinary knowledge-sharing approaches in order to establish dialogue between vulnerable groups and other actors in the city also. We request to make it a legal requirement for developers and public bodies in any new local level urban development law to provide access to nature, rich spaces for everyone. We also request to put peace education programs like focusing on inclusivity, diversity, equity, sustainability, and well-being of our social and ecological environments at the center of our education and professional paths. Finally, we request the importance of providing more visibility for marginalized people in local media and the political realm, especially for women, in order to encourage them to construct a healing and respected identity. Women's inclusion in peace-building processes is essential for long-term success. Only strong and healthy communities will be able to contribute to the future of our cities. Peace-building process or creating peace gardens in an urban environment is a metaphor of our peaceful future. So we can work together for peace, and thanks for believing peace and love.